Hi, I'm Jerry Tukowski, video marketing strategist and founder of Vimico, which is a video marketing agency in Sydney, and we help businesses to attract new leads and customers for their business. So hopefully this is for you. If not, you can still watch, but certainly if you have a business or you're thinking about starting a business, then using video marketing campaigns to attract new audiences is a vital part of your video marketing strategy. Today we're going to talk about the 3 different types of audiences and therefore 3 different types of video marketing campaigns that is suitable for each of those audiences. Now, when I talk about audiences, I'm talking about your target market. Now, there's only one target market that you should be aiming for. Now, you'll know, I'm certain you know all about them. You know how old they are, you know what gender, you know what sort of jobs they do, their education, how much money they make, you know where they're located geographically, you know whether they've got families or pre-families or post-family. You know everything about them. You know about their values, their beliefs, their pain points, their aspirations in life. One of the little tricks that I use is I Google up images of people and I try and find a person who sort of fits my ideal customer. And I'll print it off and I'll put it on my desk, and whenever I'm planning a video marketing campaign or writing a script for the video, I look at that one person and I talk to them as if I'm just talking to that one person. Now, even though your video is going to be seen by hundreds or thousands or even millions of people, you are still talking on a one-to-one basis, and you just want to get that nice conversation and that simple sharing of information with one other person. That's why I always write to one person when I'm writing a script or creating a video marketing campaign. And I suggest that you do so as well. Now, we are still talking about your target audience, but we're talking about 3 stages of the journey that they're going to take with you. Now, the first stage is what we call the cold audience. Now, there are literally billions and billions of people on earth, and they're online, and believe it or not, but some of those people would have never heard of you nor your business. So that's why we call them a cold audience. Now, unless you're a Google or an Amazon or McDonald's or an Apple, you are going to have a cold audience, and a cold audience is vital to your business because this is new blood for your business. This is new customers, new potential customers for your business. So you need to be communicating to this cold audience. But just in real life, when you meet someone for the first time, you're not going to try and sell something to them. Hi, how are you? Hey, would you like a brand new pair of shoes? No, you don't try and sell anything. It's about getting to know each other, building a relationship, building the trust first, giving them value first. And that's exactly what we do in video marketing for that first campaign. Now, I call these videos content videos. It's focused on the content, not the video itself. Now, these videos, you can do both organic or paid content. Now, organic is just simply SEO or search engine optimization, where you are going to rank that video right at the top of Google. So when they're making searches for the pain points they have and they're looking for solutions, your video will be right at the top there and they'll watch your video. Now, that's called SEO or free organic traffic, although nothing is for free, especially when you're working with SEO. The other type of traffic is paid traffic. That's when you're paying for a video ad. I don't like the word advertising because people think sell. This is about content, giving great value to your audience. So let's forget about the word advertising and work on content video. Now, you put these pieces of content video on YouTube, on Facebook, which is fantastic. You can put it on Instagram, Twitter, even LinkedIn to some extent, even though their video ad format is not as good as the others at this stage. So these kind of videos, they don't have to be 30 seconds or 60 seconds to fit in the traditional broadcast time slot. They can be 5-10 minutes. I've created content video ads that have gone over 10 minutes, and I've had great success rate with it because the content is valuable for my target audience. All right, it doesn't have to be valuable to everyone. All right, don't worry about the number of views you have, because that's, it depends on what market you're in. You just want to focus on your target audience, and maybe a small audience, so you're going to have a less amount of viewers, but let's see how long they watch your video for. That's the most important element that you want to look for. Okay, that tells you whether they're actually interested in what you're saying and they're staying to the very end. So that's very relevant rather than the video views. It's watch time, more important than video views. Okay, so in this content video, what do you do? Well, again, in real life, you just introduce yourself. Hi, how are you? You find out a little bit more about them if you can, but of course, video is mainly one way this way. So you ask them questions. You can share information about yourself, a little bit of background about yourself. Again, it's not a sell. It's just about building relationships and building that trust factor. Let them know what you know. Show them that you are authentic, that you are an authority in your niche market. Okay, that's the most important thing. And as with all videos, you have to have a call to action, a CTA. You want them to do something after watching your video. So what can you do? Well, don't ask for an opt-in. Don't get them to go to a landing page where they have to put their email details so you can put them on your email list. You don't need to do that at this stage. Now, a great thing to do is to send them to your website, all right, where you have more free content. Okay, and it's totally ungated. They don't need to opt in to have a look at this great content that you have. Just send them there, let them explore your website, let them look at your other content, let them look at the About You page so they can learn a bit more about you, let them look at your products and services, and look, if they're ready to buy, they will buy. If not, that's fine, they're just browsing. I mean, it's just like in a brick and mortar shop. When someone walks into a shop, they just want to browse around, have a look what's there. They don't want the shopkeeper behind their back say, hey, do you really like that? I can sell that for you really now, at a 5% discount, or would you prefer to? No, that person would just walk out the shop, right? You just want to let them browse in the shop, and look, if they see something they like, they will buy it. But you're not going to try and push them to buy it. You just want them to browse and see that you are real and that you're offering some real good value to them. Now, of course, on your website, you should have what we call Facebook pixels. You should pixel your audience. And that means they leave a little cookie on their browser so that you can follow them all around the web. Okay, and I'm sure you've noticed this before, where you've gone to someone's website and then every ad you see, be it on Google or Facebook, you're seeing their ads everywhere. All right, you've been pixeled and they're just following you around with their offers. Now, of course, if they're watching your YouTube video, they'll automatically become on your remarketing list. So Google calls it remarketing, and you can remarket them. Facebook calls it retargeting, and you can always retarget your audience. Because once they watch your first content video, perhaps they've gone to your website and they've had a browse around there, then you know they're interested in you and what you have to offer. Okay, so now they've moved from a cold audience to a warm audience. Okay, they're warm, they're interested. They're interested in what you have to offer. So now you can change the message, change the campaign. So for this warm audience, you want to send them perhaps shorter videos, more straight to the point, in what we call the CTA videos, a call to action video. This video is entirely about getting them to take action. Okay, what sort of action do you want them to take? Well, now is the time to ask them for their email details. You want them to join your email list. Now, the best way of getting someone to join an email list is to offer them something in exchange, something that's valuable to them. It doesn't need to be valuable to the world, but valuable to them. Okay, and that's that's your starting point for your call to action video. What what the whole purpose of the video is to get them to opt in to your email list by accepting your lead magnet. So start with a lead magnet, something that has value. Now, when I say something that has value, it doesn't have to be an ebook. It doesn't have to be a 100-page ebook or a report or some, a 14-week video training program. It needs to be something that's easily consumed in just 5 minutes. Just a nice little PDF. It might be a 1-page PDF. It might be a guide. It might be a cheat sheet. It might be some valuable tips, the top 15 tips on how to do video marketing or whatever it is. It's a nice, easy thing that they can easily download, have a look through it and say, this is valuable. It's short, yes, but it has value and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it somewhere where I can reference it when I need it again. Okay, that's real value. Right, so don't think of the size of it, think of the real value. Let it be compact, easily consumed by your prospect. So that when they give you your email, their email details, I mean, this is a very significant part of the relationship building. I mean, treat the email as you would selling one of your products. I mean, this is something very, very valuable. So treat that email with respect. They're giving you the right for you to communicate to them in the future. All right, so treat it with respect that it deserves. Now, when they're on your email list, that's a major transaction. So they've gone from a cold audience to a warm audience, and now you can send them an automated email campaign. Now, it doesn't have to be automated, but making it automated makes it a lot easier. And this is when you start sending them welcome emails, again, more about you and what you have to offer. And most important of all, more content, more valuable content. And what I like to do is in my emails, just have a brief information about my new video, give them a link which will take them to your website so they can watch your video. And again, it's getting them used to going to your website. It's getting them used to opening your emails, more importantly, and knowing that when they open your email, they're not going to be sold to, they're just going to get some great information that's relevant to them. Very important, relevant to them. Okay, so building this relationship over a period of time really, again, warms up your audience to the next stage. And this is where you are going to turn that warm audience into a hot audience. And you do that by making them a customer. Now, a customer is simply a financial transaction between you and your customer. Now, you don't need to sell a big product. In fact, it's best to use a product such as a Tripwire product. Now, Tripwire product can be just a chunk of your core product. So I'll give you some examples. Membership sites do this all the time. What they do is they might have a membership, for $47 a month or $97 a month, or whatever it is. But what they do is they offer a new customer a trial, 1 month's trial for just $1. 1 month's trial for $1. Now, obviously, they're not going to make a lot of money from that, right? Just a $1 here or there is not going to make anything for them. And that's why it's called a Tripwire offer. It's an offer that's a no-brainer. You're obviously interested, trial the membership. If you like the membership, you become a member full-time. But the whole point is you're going to convert a lead into a customer, albeit just a $1 customer, but nevertheless, you're turning them into a customer. You're making that transition. This is where they're pulling out the wallet, taking out their credit card or taking it out of the purse, and they're making a financial transaction. Even if it's just $1, it's a major transition. You turn a lead into a real customer. And repeat customers a lot easier to sell than a non-customer. Okay, so a new customer is very hard to sell, but it's easier to keep selling to an existing customer. And that's the whole concept of a Tripwire offer. Now, I'll give you another example. If you had a pie shop and your core product is selling these beautiful big pies, apple pies. Now, your Tripwire might be selling just a slice of that pie. All right, it's a chunk of that core product, and you might sell that for $1. All right, here's a pie. Have a slice of pie for $1. They eat it. They think, wow, this is nice. I'm going to get the whole pie, and they'll pay $30 for a whole pie. Okay, now it's harder to sell a $30 pie if they've never tasted it before, but by giving them a chunk of it as a Tripwire, turning them into a customer, and let them sample your core product is a great way to do it. All right, so that makes sense, doesn't it? It's getting that Tripwire offer. Make it nice and cheap, no brainer. Don't think about making money out of a Tripwire offer. It's about turning them into a customer and letting them have a taste of your core product. Now, obviously, the next stage of the journey is to, again, as a hot customer, a hot audience, is to sell them your actual core product. If they like your Tripwire, they will like your core product. And this is your bread and butter product for your business. So they've tried it, they like it, they're going to go and buy your core product. And then the final stage of the journey, well, it's never the final stage, but the next stage of the journey is your upsell. This is where you're going to sell them to a higher end product. Now, this might be, the whole, everything you need to make an apple pie, including all the ingredients, including the utensils, the pan, the whole lot, and a video as well to play while you're making this apple pie. So you can make it yourself. It gives you everything, and this could be $100. Upsells can be for $1,000. I know some mastermind groups that charge $20,000 for membership. So these are really high-end products which are virtually impossible to sell when you first meet someone for the first time. Right? You're not going to say, hello, how are you? I'm Jerry. Would you like to buy my $20,000 mastermind membership group? No. They want to know you first as a cold audience, say that you want to introduce yourself, build up to a warm audience, and then get them to opt in. Give something for free in exchange for the email address, send them some automated emails, then start offering your product, a Tripwire offer for just $1, $7, or it could be $97, depending on what your core product is. Then, if they like it, then they will go on and buy your core product. And if they like your core product, then it makes sense that some of those, not all of them, but some of those will continue the journey with you and start buying your upper market, your products and services that you offer. Okay, so that makes sense. That's a whole journey, going from cold audience, warm audience, and the hot audience. So I hope you really enjoyed that today. I really enjoyed presenting that to you today. Now, if you want to continue this conversation, well, join me and many others in a private Facebook group. It's all free. Just join up and I'll let you in there. And now to get there, just go to Facebook and in the search, just type up Kickstart Your Video Marketing and click on join. I'm there every day, so I'll let you in, join for free, and you can continue this conversation with me and other like-minded people on this group. There's people of various experience, people just starting out, people who have been involved in video marketing for a long time. So we're here to help you, get your advice. You can even upload your videos and let us watch it and let us critique your video if you like. But it's there where there's information for you to learn and grow and make video marketing an important part of your entire marketing strategy for your business. Now, also, you can come to my website at www.vimico.com.au and join me there. I've got heaps and tons of free videos there for you to look at, and again to just give you some tips and help you move along with your video marketing campaigns in the future. Okay, that's it for me now. I'm here every week, same time, same place, so hopefully you'll join me again next time. It's been a pleasure presenting to you. My name is Jerry Dukowski from Vimico, saying goodbye until next time. Bye-bye.